Hi everybody, welcome to the kitchen. Christmas is right around the corner, and while a lot of people are outside chilling, I'm going to be outside grilling. Just came up with that on the fly, not sure if it's taken or not. But I have right here, I've already prepared some pork chops, and I have these in what I call my mason jar marinade, because this is marinade that I mix all together in the mason jar, and I use most of it for a bag this size. And here's what's left. So I'm thinking, this would be good to baste the pork chops with. It absolutely would. But then I'm thinking, what am I going to make to go with these pork chops? I know baked beans is a must. I always love to have baked beans with pork chops. Have some Bush's baked beans today. Maybe in the future I'll make some of those. But another thing that'll go good to make it a little less healthy as well is some potato chips. So I have these potatoes right here, and we're going to take them today and we're going to slice them up, and we're going to make some potato chips to go with our grilled pork chops. This recipe, it's going to be somewhat standard as far as making the chips, but what I want to do is experiment with it. I'm going to use my marinade actually as the seasoning for the potato chips. So the same flavor that's on the pork chops is going to be on the potato chips to an extent. In the future, I'm going to play around with making spicy chips and different flavored chips. But right now, I just want to see if I can get a normal chip. Now when I cut these potatoes, I'm going to cut them into about 1/8 of an inch. That's how big the sizes are going to be for each chip. Maybe less, but I have this fork here because when I get down to the end of the potato, I'm going to use that. Now, of course, the best way to probably do this would be with a mandolin, and I do have one of those. However, it's a little bit of a job to clean it. So I'm going to go the old-fashioned way. I'm going to make some hand-cut potatoes. Not that these will taste better, but I feel like there's a little more that's put in them than just using a mandolin. Now, it's okay if all these chips are not even, if they're not even in size. You just got to keep an eye on them. I'm planning on doing a single layer on my baking sheet. So I'm going to take a look at them every couple minutes just to see, to make sure that some of the thinner ones aren't burning. And likewise, some of the thicker ones may need to be left in there a little bit longer. Now I'm at the point where I'm going to use the fork. As you see, I'm going to be coming a little bit close to my fingers if I hold this and cut it here. So I'm going to take this fork and I'm going to stick it right in the edge here, right in the edge of the potato that I'm cutting, so that I can now start at the back, and that last piece is going to be pretty close to 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to toss my potatoes into this Kenmore bowl, and meanwhile, I have the oven preheated to 425 degrees. And I'm going to take what's left of my marinade, which is about 4 ounces, and I'm going to pour it over these potatoes. Now what I really like about these bowls is they have these lids that can just snap right on. So I can put this black lid on here. It's going to be pretty much airtight, and then that's going to let me shake this marinade around in with the potatoes. Another thing that's cool about using marinade is that the marinade's already got the seasoning in it. So I don't have to use oil and seasoning and go through that extra step. The marinade is like a one-step toss that I can put this in. So there we are. And I'm going to place them in a single layer on this cast iron pan. Now I've heard a lot of people talk about issues with these potatoes sticking to the pan. Once again, using cast iron, I don't think I'm going to have that problem. I've never had any problems with anything sticking to this pan, which is one of the reasons that I like using cast iron. Another thing is heat distribution. This pan is going to heat up with the oven, and it's going to equally distribute the heat throughout these potatoes from the bottom. Now, being that I only have one cast iron pan for baking, the other ones are all kind of pots, I'm going to use a stainless steel pan as well. It's a non-stick pan, but I'm lining it with aluminum foil. And I'm going to use some cooking spray to get a nice coating on there. This will be cool because it'll give us a chance to get a side-by-side look at the cast iron versus the regular baking sheet. They might be similar. I don't know. Well, those potato chips are baking. We're going to go outside and fire up the grill so it's ready to throw the pork chops on before long. So I gotta say, nothing like a cool winter night. And I guess it's not quite technically winter yet, but we're pretty close. We got the Christmas decorations set up, the glow of the sunset in the distance, and the heat coming off of these coals, of these Kingsford coals, and the smell that comes up from the grill. Just when you light it, you can smell it. It's almost like you can smell a barbecue from miles away. As soon as someone lights up that grill, the aroma just comes up and hits you. And I think what they need to do is make a candle that smells like a charcoal grill. That's an idea right there. If no one takes it before I get around to candle making, maybe I'll try it. But if not, and somebody tries it, give me a shout out. Okay, so at this point we're going to check our potato chips to see if they're at the desired crispness. Oh, look at this tray right here. Oh, and this is what I'm talking about. Some of them cook faster than others, that's for sure. So we have some burnt chips on that one.
I love burnt chips.
Do you? Some people do. How about you be the taste tester of this chip right here, okay?
Okay.
You're going to have to blow on it first because it's hot.
It's really hot.
Is it good? All right, I'm going to try one of these here just to get a second opinion. Not bad. So what I'm going to do is just keep checking back on these potatoes. And as they seem like they're done, I'm going to start picking them off the tray and throwing them in the bowl with the rest of them. If it seems like one needs to be a little more crispy, I'm going to leave it on there for a little longer.